I don't know how well. There you go. Hey. Hey. Hi, yeah. Yes. Do you like miniguns? Do you like miniguns? Yes. Corgis make every YouTube video better. Every YouTube video. Love the corgi. Believe in the corgi. I still want a pug, though.
You mean a gremlin?
A gremlin, yes. Special thanks to Zargak24 for sending me this freaking blaster. This is not your everyday blaster. This is a pretty special video. Stay tuned. Welcome to Fuzzy Walrus Industries. I'm Walcom, and today it's time for Tag Back, the show where every week we take a look at a blaster from the past to see what it can offer us today in the present. And this time, yeah! Oh, you're in for a treat. This is a blaster I've actually had a little bit of experience with in the past. I found it at a Goodwill for $10, didn't include the belt, didn't include the chain. Well, that's the same thing, or the belt box. And I wasn't modding back then, so I didn't pick it up. I was just looking for cool blasters, normally just air blasters. And I've never seen another one since, for good reason, because it looks like this. I'm an idiot, I should have picked it up, because this is the freaking Air Zone Punisher, and you may recognize it, because it's been in a pretty popular YouTube videos or two. Yeah, not only did Captain Xavier make this thing shoot a bunch of rival rounds out of it, but other people have done videos on these as well. They are very, very cool, and, well, spoiler alert, since it's a flywheel blaster, they're relatively easy to modify, and flywheel blasters are capable of some pretty crazy things. I mean, seriously, you can make this thing brushless if you wanted to, and make it hit like 250 FPS. Maybe that should be my first brushless build. Circa 2010, and it was a Toys R Us exclusive from the Air Zone line. However, this blaster was built by Primetime Toys, and you should know who they are because they made the ever-lovable Light Command. They do Stats Blast, Adventure Force, and of course their Dart Zone line of blasters, and they make some wicked cool dart blasters. No joke, they've made some of my favorites. When the Scorpion first came out, it was a stock blaster that hit 100 FPS that blew everybody's mind for $20 full auto. Did it fire all that fast? No, it didn't need to because of what it was, and this is the much bigger, manlier version of it. Which begs the question why Primetime Toys has not made a new Punisher. Seriously, Primetime Toys, make the Punisher again. Or make something just like it. In fact, if I have one thing I want it to have, it's I want this exact setup, maybe have the grip up here so you can really hose it from the hip and really spray down people with tons of darts, because this blaster deserves it. It is a legend. It would have cost you 40 American shekels in order to purchase this thing, and because of its massive size and it being a Toys R Us exclusive, it's pretty rare. Again, I've only seen one, the Curator has a couple of them, but they don't turn up all that often, and even if you find just the base blaster itself, without the belt, without the actual belt ammo box on it, it doesn't matter, pick the thing up. In its stock performance, I'm not sure exactly what the range claims are supposed to be, but according to Brett, it remembered shooting about 50 feet. And it can kind of do that. Now, I should preface this as this comes from around the time that the Power Strike 48 was a thing. So it uses the same kind of ammo. They have fat, flat heads on the front of them, almost like a Whistler dart, but they're also shorter than your standard Nerf dart. That's a little bit of a problem. This thing does not feed standard darts all that well. However, it does work perfectly fine with a Busby sticky dart or a Zuru Excel dart. The X-Shot darts from Zuru, those work okay. The flywheels are gapped for something with a thicker head, so they just kind of fly out a little bit. Some of them go pretty far, some don't. That's kind of just what happens, but if you use Busby stickies, it hits probably about that 50-foot mark angled, no problem. It's not a super powerhouse, but stock performance isn't exactly all we're looking for here. It also has a pretty lethargic rate of fire and a 30 dart capacity from its actual branded Punisher chain. Every single link on the chain says Punisher on it to let you know exactly what you're shooting. Now it does have an ammo box on one side, but on the other side, as you fire this thing, as the belt feeds through, yeah, there's nothing here to catch it. So when it's out of ammo, it will just drop the belt. You could slam another one of these ammo containers on it if you happen to have one. Considering how rare those things are, you probably don't, and even if you did, you probably don't want to really mess with them too much, because this one was sent to me by a very loyal fan, and I cannot thank them enough. And in shipping, the actual lid on the ammo box was damaged, which is, I've glued it and fixed it, but that is a problem with these things. And really, just if you do have one, don't run it with the actual ammo box. Just put that away, keep it safe. Keep it as a collector's item. Somebody's gonna want it because they're gonna want a complete one of these. But oh boy, if you want to modify this, it's a flywheel blaster. Flywheel blasters are relatively easy to modify once you know what you're doing. And because of that, and because of the fact that it's basically got a horizontal flywheel cage that you can just set in there, the modification potential is not only not that hard, it's relatively robust. You want to make this thing fire elite darts? Not a problem. You'll have to modify the actual loading bay a little bit, but just cut a little bit of plastic out and you're ready to go, and just glue another flywheel cage in there. You can make it shoot whatever the heck you want out of the elite line. High crush, low crush, don't matter. It will do that. You want to have it fire a little bit faster? Well, wire it up for a LiPo. That's an easy thing to do. This thing's originally powered by 6 D-cell batteries, which gives it a pretty substantial weight, and honestly not very good for the power aspect of things, although it does give it a very long playtime on it, because D-cells are huge. They have a long-lasting life in them. Originally, this thing has a 2-stage trigger, so when you pull the trigger back halfway, it will rev the flywheels, and then when you pull the trigger back all the way, the barrel will spin and it will start shooting and indexing the belt forward. Yeah, not a great rate of fire, unfortunately, but not that big of a deal, because again, modification-wise, this thing's got everything. If you want to make it shoot hundreds of rifle rounds like Captain Xavier did, not very difficult to do at all. Seriously, it's primed for any kind of modification you want to give this thing, and it looks absolutely beautiful while doing it. I cannot recommend this blaster enough. If you find one, you need to pick it up. Even if the barrel is on there but doesn't work normally, you can fix it. It's definitely fixable. Everything, just the shell, oh, it's just beautiful. I honestly, it's just one of the best blasters I could possibly recommend. It's a minigun. We don't really have too many of those. We have, like, you know, a couple of things that are like it. You have the Vulcan, but this thing is just ace. It is one of the coolest things you could possibly get. I think I've said that a few times, and I'm probably gonna say it again, but the Airzone Punisher is an absolute winner, and they seriously need to make more of them. I honestly can't make more of them. Seriously, make another one of these. I know the quick-fire Gatling blasters, kind of similar, but make more of them, please. And I think my biggest issue is, do I want to modify this? I mean, I do, obviously, but it's a complete one. I don't know. I really don't. So, I guess this is the first time we're gonna do this. I am going to put up a poll. And the answer to that poll will be what I will do with this blaster, because I have 2 modifications in mind. One of them is making the heavy splatling from Splatoon 2. Yeah, I came up with this idea a long time ago and I should have jumped on it, but it can be done. I know exactly how I would do it, and all I really needed was something with this barrel right there, and trust me, that's harder to get than it sounds. The other option is making it something like Gundam Heavy Arms or some other Gundam that just has a big old minigun and make it shoot elite darts. Can definitely do that too. Or I can keep the thing completely bone stock, because it is kind of a national treasure at this point. I'm gonna leave that to your capable hands of deciding what the fate of this blaster will be. Because this summer, I have a lot of blasters I want to modify, and this is definitely on this list. And maybe you have a better idea. Let me know down in that comment section below. And again, I cannot thank Zargax enough for sending this thing to me, because it is absolutely wicked. Seriously. Yeah, this is too much for me. This is way too much. I'm Walcom S7. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned to tag back every week to find a new blaster that you might not have known even existed, and find out what it's capable of every week here on the channel. And of course, I hope to see you in an entirely different video.